Lord have mercy, I'm tackling myself. I'm getting all tackled and befuddled. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is? Well, doggone it. It's Wildwood Thursday. Got a special Wildwood spec. Custom shop. Tom Murphy, aged and painted. Lester Pulphus model. Lester Pulphus model. Lester Pulphus model. Lester Pulphus model. I want to just share this with musical friends. Oh, Heather and Jan. Jan and Heather. Wow. That's a special song to a special group of individuals gathered here. It's time for Gristle Vision. Folks, it's time for Gristle Vision, a bold take on reality. Post. I did it. I did it. Ooh, I did it. What? I did it. Ooh, I did it. Look at this guitar. Look at that. Pretty doggone snazzy. See, it's got the little Wildwood spec badge right there. Wildwood spec. Wildwood spec. A place of bold power and glory. Wildwood. I have my new rechargeable snark at the ready. Rechargeable snark. It's got a little mini USB on it, so you can don't have to worry about getting those 20, 32 batteries again. You just plug that rascal in, charge it up. I like it. Mm-hmm. Kind of reminds me of the Dickey Betts one he had back in the era of, Lord, I was born a rambling individual. Right? Lord, I was born. Yeah, Rasta Dickey. Lord, I was born a rambling Rasta. Rambling Rasta. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with that kind of activity. Folks, Tabasco Sunburst. I like what you did there, Country Gravy. Country Gravy. Good afternoon to you, Rohan. We ride to Rohan. So I'm going to get into some Lord of the Rings activity there. Folks, there is a link to this very guitar. I'm going to take a look at some of the low down and dirty on this rascal. In the description of this video, you will see the deets of this bold axe, which I'm digging on pretty doggone hard. Gibson Murphy Lab, Wildwood spec, 58. It is lightly aged, so it looks slightly broken in. What do we got? 8.59 pounds, a reasonable weight for a Lester Pulphus model guitar. Of course, it's got the long neck joint is the long tenon with hide glue fit. Indian rosewood attached to hot hide glue is the fingerboard. 12-inch radius. Aged cellulose nitrate trapezoid inlays. Boy, that all sounds pretty dirty to me. 2 Wildwood spec custom buckers. Again with the dirtiness. Chunky C profile in the neck. Can you dig it? And that neck pickup, doggone it. I want you all to go home today with the Dickey Betts lick if you don't already know him. He would do these fiddle licks. I'm going to key A here, A major pentatonic. right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're little 6-note 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a major pentatonic version. You can also do the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 1, 2, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You also mix it up with. Dickey Betts did that awful lot. So Jimmy Page did it also. Well, that's a Dickey Bettsism for the ages. You can also do a minor pentatonic version of it, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get the idea. Can you dig it? Not only are you getting a Les Paul sound session here, ladies and gentlemen, you know what else you're getting? A little Dickey Bettsism. A little Dickey Bettsism for the kids. There's going to be a test on this. Michael Burrell just tuned in late. You missed my Dickey Betts tutelage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everyone say it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I got all screwed up there. Yes, and you could put in the middle position there and really get that kind of Dickey Betts. What song was that Dickey Betts played that? Like everyone? But certainly it would have been on Ramblin' Man. On Southbound, he does the minor pentatonic. On Dickey Betts to lay. Anyways, folks, this is a Wildwood spec. Murphy Lab 58 Les Paul, slightly aged. It's a beautiful specimen. It arrived at my house actually in the midst of my broadcast on Tuesday. Well, Dickey would use the neck pickup and the middle position quite a bit. back in the day. He switched it up for the kids every now and again, but he was a neck pickupsman for quite some time. Get it all snarly like. Right? A little bit of that southbound activity. Can someone tell us why the Telecaster, can you tell us why the Telecaster is your favorite guitar? Actually, I always say my favorite guitar is the one I'm currently playing. The reason why I gravitated to Telecaster, well, initially I played a Telecaster because that was the Fender guitar that was available to me. I wanted a Strat, but someone was selling a 68 Telecaster at the time, and I really wanted the neck pickup on a Fender guitar. That was my main, that's what I wanted in life. And so I got that Tele. I really liked the squishiness, for lack of a better term, of the neck pickup on a Tele guitar. And I liked how it was such a natural channel switching scenario. You got the neck pickup, you're working your solo up, you're doing that neck pickupy thing, you go to the bridge pickup, boom. It's like thwack, there's your channel switch. You've worked the solo up, and when you're going for the jugular, kapow. You go to that back pickup, and you've just gone for the jugular of the crowd, and they're going, no, please don't, but yes. And in the middle position, you got a great rhythm tone. It's kind of a chunkier tone for doing some other stuff. If you're doing some Travis picking, or you're playing some funk, or I like to play slide in that middle position as well. So you got 3 sounds on a Tele, and they're all good. And you can make it sound like a jangle machine, funk machine. You can add some heat to it, and it becomes a rock and roll utensil. It's a blues weapon. And plus, they're sturdy as hell. And as I like to say, at the end of time, which I hope is not for quite some time, ladies and gentlemen, can you dig what I'm saying? Can you dig what I'm throwing down? But at the end of time, when the human species is long since gone, there will be Telecasters and there will be cockroaches, and the Teles will be in tune. And maybe the cockroaches will be playing them, going ba-ding-ding-ding, ba-ding-ding-ding, da-ding-ding. Foxy Cockroach. That's what that song was. Can you dig it? Let's try a little loop. I'll do a little loopy doopy here for a minute. was so dirty. Again, this is a Wildwood spec Murphy Lab, aged and painted 58 Les Paul. Hooey hooey. Oh, I like it. Hey, Steve O'Neill. Greetings to you, my friend. Thanks for tuning in. Love from Durban, South Africa. Well, greetings to you. Boy, I've been in Durban, South Africa. I did a Fender thing there years ago with Reggie Hamilton on bass and Tom Breckline on drums, as a matter of fact. We were in South Africa. We did Cape Town, Durban, and Johannesburg, right? Yeah, I think that was it. Guido says, Luna Girl is a fantastic song. Thank you very much. Did you dedicate it to your cat? Yes, I did, Luna Girl. My kid cat. She's one of my kitties. The other one's Bilbo Cat. He's a savage beast. Bilbo Cat. He's a savage beast. And then there's Luna Girl. They like to feast. They do. They do like to feast. When? Around 4 a.m. But we say, not yet. We wait till shortly thereafter 5. It's a routine we have in the morning, but be that as it may. Oh, yes. Tell us about your jam pedal. Okay, I can do that. I'm going to put on the floor monitor. The floor monitor. Boy, my brain is interesting. This tweed thing right here, they make all kinds of different artwork. This is just one of their offerings. Looks like a little Fender amp with knobs on it, with pedals on it. They also make gorgeous artwork of all manner of different designs. But this is a pedal on it with 6 different jam pedals. So over here I've got a little slap back, which I like to have on just a little bit. But I add a little heat to the situation. It sounds juicy and succulent. So that's the delay. That little button on the end here is the tap tempo. I think it's the tap tempo. Oh, that's that button. I can make it go all weird, so I can be like, you know. I don't know how to do that. But maybe I want to communicate with bats. That's what I can do. This right here is their nice phaser, which sounds nice, you know. A little bit of that Rolling Stones music. Hot stuff. This one right here is their waterfall chorus. I don't usually like chorus, but I like that sound right there. You can make it sound more like a conventional chorus with more like a. And over here we have their Univibe, which they call the Retro Vibe. Over here is their what they call their red muck fuzz, which is like a old big muff. then this is a compressor, which I don't really have set up because I don't really use That's compressor. Over here is my ventilator. I set this delay to be kind of just a longer delay. I don't like a ton of it, just a little bit. Flavors. I'll probably bring this one a little bit up in reality. So. Different flavors of distortion in there for the kids. Can you dig it? But a lot of times if I just hit the pedals on the amp, it kind of sounds like this. So here's the clean sound. Lead sound. Hit the OTS. Hit the gain boost on the OD boost on the gain channel. Works great on the amp if I have the overdrive on, the overdrive boost on, and the OTS at the same time. I can just work the volume knob. Big, bold, juicy, and robust. That's how we like to roll. This guitar would have cost $244.26 in 1913. Perhaps Dire Wolf. Perhaps Dire Wolf. So I like to, getting back to just the rig, I like to just go straight into the amp. But every now and again, especially when I'm messing around with the looper duper, and I want the loop rhythm to be clean, instead of running 2 amps, I'll just use my overdrive pedals in front of the looper. So I can make the looper be clean through the amp, and then hit it, and then solo along with it and hit the gain pedals. So that's kind of why I get those out. Plus, it's nice to have a few little delay morsels lurking around. I don't use them a ton, but here and there. Am I coming to California soon? Not soon. Maybe in the fall we'll come there. I'd love to get back out there again. We're due. Of course, we're due to go anywhere at this particular point. Been a couple years on lockdown. Been a couple years on lockdown. Oh. Again, folks, let's talk about this delicious guitar. Let's take a look at it again. I just like looking at it. There's something about a Les Paul. You know, when I was going out to Wildwood all the time, and at some point I fell victim to what I used to call my my Rocky Mountain mistress, was a Collector's Choice number 15 Gibson Custom Shop Greg Martin Les Paul. And I kept that sucker out there, so when I would come visit, I'd always have a guitar to play in my hotel, and sometimes they'd rent me a house that was right down the street. And I'd wake up in the morning, and I would look. First thing I would see looking across the room at me, was that Les Paul. There's just something about Les Pauls. As much as I love Telecasters, and I love Strats and 335s, and I like them all, to be honest. There's just something about the spellbinding ways of the Les Paul. Am I right or am I right? They just are intoxicating. And it is a plain top. There's something to be said. People think that because a plain top, the piece of maple is more stable because it doesn't have the waves in it of a curl or a flame, that they sound different. And but I don't want to start a fight, because a lot of people get all up and through about that's all mythology about the woods. I'm not going to get into it. Okay, I'm just not. I'm not going to go there. So let's just talk about the visual aspects of a plain top. Is just it's got a thing. So do the flame top. You got the plain top. You got your flame top. Is that a one piece? No, it is not. I can see the. Well, actually, you know what? It could be. No, it's 2. I can see the line down there. It's 2 pieces. Who's laughing at Madison? I'm not laughing at Madison. I'm coming to Madison finally. Madison, Wisconsin. Be playing there on July 2nd. We had to reschedule some things. Place called the Red Rooster. They're doing a little festival that day of a sort, and they're just about to open up, and we just booked that gig today, as a matter of fact. So if you live in Madison, Wisconsin, set your watches and your calendars to July 2nd, and that's what's going to happen. ZZ Top Francine. That's always a good one. What do I take when I play out? That's an excellent question, Derek. This last time that I went out, I brought 2 of my Koch amplifiers, and I brought a 1 Gristle Master and 1 Gristle 90. But when I gigged this past weekend, I brought 1 amp, because it was in town. I brought 1 amp, and I'm bringing 2 Gristle 90s now, because I keep 1 in open G tuning. Because we got a few different tunes now that we're doing in open tunings. I might actually bring 1 along and keep that in an open E tuning, just because changing tunings on gigs is just a nightmare. When do the Greg amps land at Wildwood? That's a good question, Chris. I would say keep in contact with them and have them, if you get on the list and have them give you a holler when they come in. It should be soon. I know that the little gristles are due to come in April. So, well, it's interesting. Dennis says, have another telly for Open E. Yes. I might, it's something like going between Open G and Open A. Of course, you can just use a capo on the second fret to be an Open A if you're an Open G. Madison misses out on a lot of talent from Milwaukee. That's true. I'm not going to lie to you. It has been so weird booking gigs in Madison over the years. He used to play the Crystal Corner every now and again. I actually did a gig at the Crystal Corner with Buddy Miles. Played at the Crystal Corner a couple times with my band. Played at the Harmony Bar once. And then that guy just wanted nothing to do with us. I'd call up to book a gig. He's like, ah! I'm like, wow, life is too short. Life is too short to be shamed by a club owner. So I was like, okay, I guess we won't play there. And then we played a few times at the Barrymore Theater. We played there for the Mariel Anderson's All-Star Guitar Night. That was a good one. Also played with Willie Porter there on like a couple different occasions. And the last time we played up there, we played at the Saloon. What was it called? Lone Star? No, Wild. I can't remember. You know what I'm talking about, though. But this next time we'll be at the Red Rooster. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Can you dig it? Life is too short to spend your life with a crampy amp. Well, that's true. What is the Koch amp? Well, it's my signature amp with a company with my same last name. A lot of people think it's my company. And that is not correct. It's a Dutch company that's been around for a while. Dolf Koch is the amp designer and owner of the company initially. Now he just designs the stuff, not dissimilar to what Joe Naylor does now for Reverend. And a guy named Edwin Cool owns the company. And we had an idea for doing a signature amp because I really liked their Twin Tone 3, and we thought, wouldn't it be fun to do a signature amp since we have the same last name? So the first amp we came out with was something called the Greg, which is this blue amp that's right behind me here. It's a 2-channel amp. It has 2 10s. Clean channel, lead channel with the boost. It has an OTS feature, which stands for Output Tube Saturation, which is a single watt power amp tube that you can overdrive and add to either channel, which fattens things up quite nicely. It has a harmonic vibrato on board. It's either 50 or 25 watts. And here's that's the lead sound. I have the lead sound set to a little bit of crunch. I can add the boost to it. A little bit more crunch. And if I add the OTS on top, a lot more crunch. Right? A little bit of that Bill Gibbons sound. Bill Gibbons, Gibbonsville, Bill Gibbons. Can you dig that kind of talk? On your Guitar Hero thing, I thought you would have picked Jimmy Page. Yeah, interestingly enough, you know, I kind of circled back to Jimmy Page. Actually, you know, when I first started, well, it was always Creamier, Clapton, and Hendrix. I started working on the Jimmy Page stuff, but when I don't know, I was much more into the phrasing of old EC and Peter Green and Mick Taylor and Hendrix. But then I circled back around with my love of Jim Page later on. So, but yeah, there's no doubt that Jim Page is. But I had to pick 6. So, I mean, I would have, B.B. King definitely would have been on the list. But I thought, well, I can always do more later. Can you dig it? What kind of tubes are in that amp? They are EL34s. And there's 2 10s. There could be a Just Page video. Well, there's that too. When is the new KMT record coming out? Well, interestingly enough, we're adding more tracks. So we had a record that was all done for the most part. And we're waiting for this person to get back to us with this marketing plan of attack. It's seemingly taking a long time. But, you know, everyone's kind of scrambling to see what's going on with, you know, booking things, and everyone's kind of elbowing, oh, let's go back out there and do stuff again. So we're trying to figure out the best time to unleash the record. And then I did a couple more vocal tunes on there. We did some straightforward blues stuff that do this version of Can't Be Satisfied, which I got to say is quite rocking. And then I worked up another version of a Muddy Waters tune called Can't Spend What You Ain't Got, Can't Lose What You Ain't Never Had. And then I had this other tune of mine called Lovin' You'd Be a Cinch. And those are sounding pretty damn good. So we may record a couple more and then put the more bluesier stuff on it, just have it be more of a kind of a blues release in our way. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not a, I do blues in my own way. That's all I'm going to say. I'm respectful of the past, but I definitely got my own on it. Whatever that is. You need that in life. A lot of people don't realize you need a good old. Am I right or am I right? I don't know. Dennis says all of your albums are killer. Well, thank you very much, Dennis. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Sassy Cat says I was 5 in 67. Sassy Cat, I was 1. I was born in 1966. And which is the year that 2 of my favorite groups of all time started, Cream and the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Can you dig it? Bye from Italy. See you later, Italia. I love Italy. I love Italy. Interesting. Mona Martin asks, have you ever had a chance to play the PRS HDRX amp? Well, I've played the HXDA amp, which is it's the Hendrix / Dwayne Allman amp. I had one of those heads. I don't have it anymore. I don't remember what I did with it. I think someone made me an offer I couldn't understand. But I actually used that head on, if you listen to the, on my record, Unrepentant, when you hear Welch's Grape and you hear Hello Brain, Sweet Tea, both of those tunes, I was running a Tweed Bassman, which was cranked, and a HXDA amplifier, and I used the volume control on the Les Paul. I turned it down to get clean and turned it up to get the filth. So if you want to see what that amp sounds like with me playing through it, you can listen to those recordings. And there you have it. Can you dig it? Do I still have the Bonamassa Custom? Yes, I do, Russ. I still have that guitar. I should bring that out one of these days. Don't play with explosives. Where did I get in on that one? Sorry, I must have missed that. Do you mean Sweet Tea by Polyphonia? No, that's Sweet Tea, my song, Sweet Tea. Can you dig it? Oh, thank you, Jeff Brown. He said I was on my mix last night on the porch and Torn Asunder came on. Thank you very much. Bernard Allison cast was very good. Thank you very much. I do have for those of you who don't know what that's all about, I have a podcast called Chewing the Gristle. It is a Wildwood / Fishman sponsored podcast that I've been doing really ever since COVID was going on. And the latest one with Bernard Allison, great blues guitar player, of course, son of the legendary Luther Allison. And Bernard and I are actually going to we've been talking about doing some co-bills together. Toby, our organ player in the Koch Marshall Trio, he was a touring member of Bernard's band for many years, and he's on his latest record. And so we're talking about doing some stuff, probably overseas, but maybe in the States as well. So where's my son? He's with me on Mondays and Fridays. I'm always by myself on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Can you dig it? Chewing that doggone gristle. What else did Wildwood send you that we can look forward to? Excellent question. I 4 guitars arrived. There was this one. They wanted to prioritize this one because there's someone that's interested in this one right from the get-go. So this video I'm doing is a chance for that individual to hear this and see it and all that kind of stuff. They sent me one of the custom shop Terry Kath guitars, so I'll be playing that very soon. And then 2 more I have yet to open up yet, but that'll be fun. Can you dig it? Southern Burst. Now, what are they calling this burst? Let's take a look at it, see what it says. It says, they're calling it Vintage Cherry Sunburst. Right? Hey, lady, you've got the Les Paul that I want. Hey, lady, you got the Les Paul that I want. What is the Terry Kath guitar? It is that Telecaster that he played with those decals on it and the pick guard off it and so on and so forth. And, yeah, this is a very sweet guitar. There's no doubt about it. Oh, darling, darling, darling. That guitar is no lady. Greetings from the Netherlands. Are you coming over to Europe this year? Maybe in the fall. We shall see. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Will you dig it? This is a quality guitar. I want to thank Greg for giving my new axe a tune-up. I like Greg for doing that from all axes. That way, at least I have the memory of it being played well. Zeke, is this yours? Is this going to be your guitar? This is a gorgeous specimen. Oh, I'm not. Was there a Stevens Point question? Joy buzzer. Don't be a joy kill. Did you ask a Stevens Point question? Stevens Point. I was in Stevens Point was it last summer? I was in Stevens Point last summer. The place where I went to college. Stevens Point, oint. Stevens Point. There we go. That was a lot of love for Stevens Point, Joy Buzzer. When have I got a gig in Point? That's a good question. I don't think there's any place to play up there anymore that I remember. We used to play the Wits End back in the day, and then every now and again we'd get booked for that festival in the summertime down in the river. Down on the river! But they haven't asked us in, I think it's been 15 years or 10 years at least. Can you dig it? In the Upna. It's kind of in the Upna. It's towards the Upna, Stevens Point. It's smack dab in the middle of the state, really, on the Wisconsin River. Riverfront Rendezvous. Thank you very much. A Riverfront Rendezvous. Play Cherokee. What? Something like that. Can you dig it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Again, to reiterate, this is a Wildwood spec. Look at that beast. It's a plain top. Murphy aged and painted 58. Can you appreciate? Look at this glorious instrument. Makes me feel proud. Makes me feel proud. Communication breakdown. control there for a minute. Every time someone says chicken pick, I get upset and I practice as much as I can, but it's still not enough to satisfy me. Chicken pick. Chicken pick. Who's my favorite Les Paul guitar player? Boy, that's hard to say. I would say Clapton back in the day. And then Peter Green, Mike Bloomfield, Dickey Betts, Dwayne Allman. That's probably who comes to mind as my absolute faves. Jim Page, of course. Can you dig it? Ace Frehley. You know what? I never really listened to Kiss back in the day. I got to be honest with you. I never really, of course, Dickey Betts. Dickey Betts. We did a little Dickey Betts tutorial earlier on, Jim C. Did you see it? And, of course, Les Paul himself. Of course, Michael Burrell. What's the black and gold pedal on the shelf by, what is that? Where's that? Where did I miss it? Where did I miss that comment? I missed that comment. What is that black and gold pedal on the shelf by the neck? It must be awesome. It never moves. Oh. Black pedal. Oh, which one? By the neck up there? Oh, that's not a pedal. That's a little book. It's a Tolkien treasury. In case you want to engage in some Tolkienisms. How many guitars do I own? That's a good question, and not exactly sure. But it is somewhere in the neighborhood of 35-ish, I would think. Jim C. says, Carl Verheyen says he'd love to hook up. We should absolutely do that. Carl's a great dude, an awesome guitar player. Oh, yes, Rich Moran says, reminds me to remind you that I am doing a Together session this weekend on Saturday night with Turner the Burner and Dylan on drums. And they're kind of doing a Clapton birthday weekend, so we're going to do a few Cream tunes and maybe a Derek and the Dominoes selection for the kids. How about your favorite country chicken picking guitar player? Well, I picked Roy Buchanan and Albert Lee for my biggest guitar influence, 6 guitar influences for my latest True Fire video, which, by the way, is on pre-sale as we speak. If you go to my website at Koch, GREGKOCH.com, you will see a link where if you press on that, it goes to where you can check out the video describing it's 6 of my influences, and I go into tunes of mine that were influenced by those people, and then I go into the little things that I took from them over the years. It's quite informative, if I may be so bold. And I picked Hendrix, Clapton, Jeff Beck, Albert King, Albert Lee, and Roy Buchanan. I had to narrow it down to 6. It was very difficult. It could easily have been some other folks, but those are the ones I went with. Brent Mason's a god, absolutely, and very influential on anyone who does any kind of chicken picking whatsoever. What are the first Malcolm riffs that come to your mind? You Malcolm and Angus? I like that part. That's a riff of doom. rest of it, but you get the idea. Dirty deeds are done dirt cheap. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Nobody's fault but mine. Can you dig it? I like rock music, folks. I'm not going to lie. Ooh, look at that. What's that buzz? What's that buzz going on here? Yeah. Oh. There must be a disturbance in the force. Strange pulsing going on in our home. Shut the hell up. All right, enough of that anyway. All right, folks, thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Yes, I was playing through the Koch amplifier, all that last thing I was doing, although I did put on the phaser there, but the gain was coming from the amplifier. Together is number 2 TGT 2T, oh my God's sake, 2GTHR.co, 5 o'clock Friday night, 5 o'clock Central Time, Friday or Saturday night. Good God, I got everything wrong. Could I make that any more confusing? Saturday night, 5 p.m. Central, together.co. Sorry about that, folks. Not a dating site. Can you dig it? Again, all the details of this guitar are on the description of this video. So if you catch this video while it's not live, you can certainly, the entire thing will live online, either on my YouTube page. By the way, if you don't belong to my YouTube page, please like and subscribe. That always helps with the, stuff. And also like and subscribe or become a subscriber on all of the listening platforms from Spotify to Apple Tunes and whatever, wherever you like to listen to your music. I know there's varying opinions about this, that, and the next thing. Wherever you like to listen to it, please subscribe, because all those metrics matter to people that book gigs and all that other kind of stuff. So, can you dig it? All right, folks. Thank you so much. Have a pleasant remainder of your day. I'll be back on, today's Thursday, isn't it? We'll be here tomorrow for Fishman Live at 4 p.m. Central. That'll be with the trio with Turner the Burner on bass and Dylan on drums. And then we'll be back on Saturday. I'll be back doing Wildwood stuff next week. I got 3 more guitars. We'll do the Terry Kath, and I think I got 2 other Fenders locked and loaded. So we'll see you then.